So today we're going to talk about celebration and anger. Now, these might be furthest from similarity in your mind, but have you ever been angry with somebody and, not maybe told them, even just like energetically want to punch them in the face or just want to have a fight with them or just like, that angry because whatever, they did something to you or, maybe they just are irritating, who knows? But when we kind of have that feeling, then how like drawn to you is that person? That person probably is like, doesn't want to be in your presence. And you may say, oh, I didn't actually punch them in the face, or I wonder why they don't want to be around me. But you're pushing out that anger, that frustration, right, towards them. And then when that happens, that separates them from you. When somebody comes up and wants, and you wouldn't stay around somebody who actually came and punched you in the face very often. And so then on the other hand, what about celebration? Have you ever felt just wonderful around somebody? And it's almost like that celebration energy that they emanate, or maybe they're giving to you, just this celebration energy. And this excitement for passion and like for what you are all about. They just want to be around you and you want to be around them. And so you give them a little celebration energy and that just perpetuates more. And then as I'm saying this, if you think about the angry, you being angry at somebody, if you're angry at them, then they emanate the anger back at you. And they're like, well, I think they're angry at me. And you're like, no, I think, and so it's just this whole thing of like the anger kind of creates more anger. But the celebration, on the other hand, creates more celebration. And you just want to be around that person. So now what I'm trying to say is neither are wrong. Because, okay, so now we're going to go into another example. This morning, I was just taking a minute with my business. And my business was, I took my business into Mindscape, which is kind of like a meditation, but kind of in a deeper way. And so when I took my business into Mindscape, my business wanted to fight me. And I was like, what the heck? You right away want to make it better or like, why are you mad at me? And what can we do to help this go away? But the message wasn't to resolve. It was more to revamp. So anger is good for that sort of thing when we are needing a revamp. But anger is good for other reasons. When you tell somebody you're upset at them and then you resolve your differences, right? But the same thing with my business is that it needs a revamp. So anger helps you move, to do something, to get moving, and because it's like lighting a fire under your butt and getting you to go. So sometimes anger is a good thing. And okay, so then here's another concept which has to do with the celebration piece. Have you ever celebrated you? And I know we talked about this a little bit last week. We were doing a little bit of celebration, but have you ever celebrated you? And how easy is that for you to do? Because sometimes we try to celebrate and we're like, find all the things wrong with that, right? And you're like, oh, we're going to celebrate you and how wonderful you are. And you're like, well, I'm not so wonderful because of blah, 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 blah. All of these parts that we maybe don't find wonderful. And it's hard to perpetuate the celebration when we're doing it on ourselves a little bit, right? So we kind of have that back and forth movement. So when we are able to celebrate without that judgment, without the becauses, oh, look at that. The becauses that we have sometimes are the beliefs that we have and the judgments that we have, and those stop the celebration. So, and then they could create this mess, right? And then get you out of that celebration party and not allow that. So when we are able to just notice those little bumps, those little judgments, those little becauses, and sometimes they're big becauses, and when we notice those and are able to sit in whatever it is, like the anger or the frustration or this unease that we feel when we're, faced with celebration, or if we're faced with anger, or when we're faced with the judgment of both of those, then we can sit in that anger and just kind of feel what it's like. And your body has been taught all the time when we, instead of sitting in it, we ought to get out right away. Like, move, we have already decided we're going this way, But when we sit in it, our immediate reaction that in the past has brought us safety, but maybe right now we are able to sit in that uncomfortable feeling and allow for whatever emotions show up, or whatever, more celebration, more anger, or more movement, and creating a new thing that may bring us something else that is amazing that we never thought about. So, yeah. It's so funny when we try to think all of the ways out around our, if this happens, then we do this. And when we come up with these little formulas, then we create less. We aren't allowing the possibilities, because the equations, if we look at, if we do this, then this is what we get from it. If we make that equation, there's only one answer, or maybe two. But if we leave that open, saying, I wonder what would come of this? And then we are left with multiple possibilities, stuff that we never thought about. So, lots to think about today. And I hope that you are able to think of celebration and anger in a different way, and allow your body to do the feeling, allow you to do the feeling for maybe what's next, what new possibilities there are, and allow you to feel today. All right. Sending you love. Have a good day. Bye.